Did you know that Windbreaker is basically a copycat of Tokyo Revengers? That Sakura and Suo once played soccer with two famous strikers from Blue Lock?
Or who's the one so strong that no opponent has ever landed a single punch on him? All of this will be revealed by meXINE in the video Top 50 Amazing Facts About Windbreaker, a series about schoolyard vigilantes who preach with their fists and teach with their punches in the autonomous zone of Makochi. But hey, before we jump into the video, our dear viewers, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for the boys, alright? If you don't, well, they might beat you up and I won't be able to help you either. Alright, now smash that subscribe button and let's get into it. Let's go. One. According to the original intention of author Nii Satoru, Windbreaker was initially going to be a sports-themed series. However, he later decided to change the genre from sports to school action. 2. As the author shared, the inspiration behind Windbreaker actually came from Tokyo Revengers. He was such a huge fan that he even drew a fan art and posted it on his Twitter account back in 2017. 3. Sakura has a condition called piebaldism, a rare genetic disorder that affects the pigmentation of the skin or hair. People with this condition are often born with a white patch of hair and areas of skin that lack pigment. It's quite similar to vitiligo, but it's congenital and doesn't change over time. 4. Author Nii Satoru once had to redraw Sakura's character many times because he couldn't decide on the right color palette for his heterochromatic eyes, something that would make him stand out while still feeling realistic. 5. The final design for Sakura's character was actually inspired by the author's own pet cat, who also has heterochromia, just like Sakura. 6. In addition to the eye colors, some of Sakura's behavior in the early chapters was also based on the author's cat. 7. At first, Nii Satoru planned for Umemiya to be the protagonist of the series. However, he later changed his mind, realizing that if the story focused on someone who was already at the top, there wouldn't be much left to explore in terms of plot and character development. 8. After Chapter 1, author Nii Satoru found himself stuck, unsure of which direction to take the story next. As a result, he decided to introduce the character Nirei to serve as a sort of guide for the narrative. 9. Interestingly, Nirei ended up becoming far more popular than the author had originally expected. This unexpected popularity made Nii Satoru want to explore Nirei's character in greater depth in the following chapters. 10. As for the members of Bofrin, yes, they do attend school properly. However, since academics aren't a priority in a manga focused on street fights and action, Nii Satoru rarely draws scenes related to school life. 11. Umemiya is actually quite good at studying. He even encourages his friends and the younger members to work hard and do well in school. 12. The original character designs for Sakura, Suo, and Nirei were very different from what we see now. Specifically, Sakura originally had completely black hair and was a heavy smoker. Suo didn't have his eye patch or earrings. Additionally, he didn't follow the Chinese-inspired fashion style either. Nirei was a third-year student and didn't have any freckles. 13. The character's fashion styles were inspired by Japanese street fashion from the late 1990s. 14. Hiragi's pack of pills is actually fast-acting stomach medicine, used to relieve bloating, neutralize acid, and ease discomfort in the upper abdomen. What makes it special is that it dissolves quickly in the mouth without needing water. Thanks to that, Hiragi can quickly pop 2 pills before jumping into a fight. 15. Heavenly King Tsubakino's biological gender is still male. However, deep down inside, Tsubakino is a girl at heart, someone who loves the color pink and despises dishonesty. 16. The character Suo is often noted by fans for having a design quite similar to Azana Kurokawa from Tokyo Revengers. Interestingly, both characters are voiced by the same voice actor, Nobunaga Shimazaki. 17. The kanji for Suo's name means sappanwood, a type of tree traditionally used to make red dye. Fittingly, red is also the color of Suo's eyes and hair. 18. The anime adaptations of Windbreaker and Spy X Family are both produced by the same studio, Cloverworks. 19. After the accident that took his parents' lives, Umemiya was so traumatized that his hair turned from black to white. 20. At the darkest point of his life, Umemiya once contemplated suicide. 21. When they heard the sound of thunder, Endo told Chika to hide her belly button. This line is actually based on an old Japanese folk tale about the Raijin, the thunder gods. According to the story, Raijin would kidnap and devour children through their belly buttons, because Raiju, thunder beasts, were said to be hiding and sleeping inside the navels of kids. If a child covered their belly button, the Raiju wouldn't be able to snatch them away. 22. In chapter 145, Suo's face finally got a little dirty during his fight with Endo. This small detail sent the entire Windbreaker fandom into a frenzy, throwing a virtual celebration, since for hundreds of chapters, Suo had stayed impossibly spotless no matter what happened. 23. However, the joy of Windbreaker fans was short-lived, when author Nii Satoru decided to slap some cream on Suo's face in the very next chapter, as if nothing had ever happened.
According to Suo, adults don't dream about trivial things. That's why a grown-up like him has the grandest dream of all, and that dream is to abolish slavery. 25. The surnames of the members in the three gangs, Foreign, Shishitorin, and Keel, all have similarities. For the members of the Foreign gang, their surnames all contain the name of a tree. For example,
Sakura means cherry tree. Nire means alder tree. Suo means sapin tree. Ume and Umemiya means plum tree.
for the members of the Shishitorin gang, their surnames refer to an animal. For example, Tomiyama means rabbit. Came into game means turtle. For the members of the Keel gang, their surnames are named after battleships of the Japanese Empire. For example, Kongo, Nagato.
26. In the past, Suo used to wear a different type of eye patch compared to the one he has now.
27. The voice actors for Sakura and Suo are also the same actors who voiced Ryo and Nagi, Yuma Uchida, and Nobunaga Shimazaki. 28. In 2024, author Nii Satoru drew a sketch of a soccer match between the two couples Suo Saku and Nagi Ryo.
29. Since he thought soccer was simply about stealing the ball and passing it, in a sketch during a collaboration with the Blue Lock team, Sakura broke the rules right at the start of the match.
30. Although it may seem like Kaji doesn't like Sakura, the truth is that he doesn't hate him at all. Every time Sakura gets into trouble, Kaji shows up and saves him. 31. In the world of Windbreaker, there is no presence of the police.
Instead, the students of Furin School, represented by the Bofurin group, act as the law enforcement, protecting the town of Mikochi from other gangs. 32. When introducing himself to Sakura and Nirei,
Suo joked that he was Leonardo DiCaprio.
This made Sakura believe him, and he replied in English.
33. In Chapter 32, Kitaro asked Tsubaki and Umemiya, "What is brain rot?" 34. Author Nii Satoru has an ending plan for each character in Windbreaker, but he hasn't figured out how to reach those endings in a logical way yet. 35. Nii Satoru mentioned that designing Sakura took a lot of his time, while designing Suo was much easier. This is because the eye patch and earrings were already distinctive details that made Suo's character stand out.
36. Not only was the design difficult, but Sakura's personality also gave the author a hard time, as he struggled to decide what the character liked or disliked. 37. If Bofurin had the chance to learn Thai, Suo would be the fastest learner. 38. When drawing Kaji, author Nii Satoru imagined him as a cool and badass character. But after finishing the drawing, he realized that Kaji wasn't cool or badass at all.
39. In the character book, Kiryu answered that the person he admires the most is his older sister. In Chapter 48, when he saw his enemies showing contempt for the weaker people, he became angry and seriously fought against the opponent. At the end of the scene, a girl appears, and it's highly likely that this is Kiryu's older sister. 40. Nirei's special ability is remembering everyone's name and face. In just one night, Nirei memorized the names and faces of everyone in Furin. However, he doesn't think much of this ability and simply sees it as a normal part of himself.
41. Sakura didn't have anyone by his side before moving to Mikochi Town. 42. Being bad at literature and suffering from speaking faster than thinking, Sakura often ends up saying the wrong things, causing Nirei to frequently jump into the conversation to save him. For example, in Chapter 66, when talking about the water tree in his grandparents' yard, Nirei used the term separate, but Sakura misunderstood it as fly, and even wondered how trees could fly. In Chapter 89, Sakura didn't understand the metaphorical expression about the former Furin members being the shadow of Furin, which led Nirei to step in again to save the person who's bad with words. 43. In Chapter 71, Kanji used the word impatient when talking about Umemiya. However, the truth is that Kanji wanted to describe Umemiya as someone with great ambition and big dreams. 44. Sakura is currently living alone in an old dormitory.
45. The reason Sakura wears the same outfit from the beginning to the end of the season is because he doesn't have many clothes to wear.
46. The character of Heavenly King Tsubakino was planned even before the Windbreaker manga began its serialization in Kodansha magazines. According to the author, although the story is set in an all-boys school, he still wanted to create a character with a slightly feminine appearance. 47. Emotionless Miss Toshira in Demon Slayer, and Taiga the Slacker of Windbreaker shares the same voice actor, that is Kengo Kawan Nishi. 48. Endo and Chika have a relationship that's quite unusual. They live together, share clothes, help each other with hair, fold each other's clothes. And not only that, Endo frequently has to pay for Chika's haircuts. 49. The tattoo on Endo's right ring finger was originally meant to be the Roman numeral 4, but the tattoo artist mistakenly inked it as the Roman numeral 6. However, Endo still likes it because he thinks it looks funny. 50. In 2024, Promaniacs, a well-known brand in Japan specializing in perfumes inspired by manga and anime characters, released an official fragrance line based on characters from Windbreaker. Each bottle contains 30 ml of perfume and is designed luxuriously, making it perfect for collecting or as a gift. And that's 50 facts about Windbreaker, a story about the gangsters living with humanity in the Mikochi Autonomous District. Do you guys have any other opinions? Feel free to drop a comment below and let me know what you think. For now, that's all for today. Bye-bye.